So I am so excited to be making a TV show here with the one and only, one of my best friends in the whole wide world, this Shari Scott up here on the top. Come on now, in Sedona, Arizona, people. So we're going all over the world here, seeing how things are going with the, what Boris Johnson calls here the unlockdown. For those people who aren't familiar with Sedona, just tell us a little bit about where Sedona is.
We're in central North Arizona, and Sedona is the land of the red rocks. It's pretty amazing, and it's become a tourist destination. It's not the small unknown town that it used to be.
I remember the first time I drove into it, Shari, just been absolutely, it takes your breath away when you first see those
Yes.
red rocks. It's a very spiritual town. Could you explain to people who may not know what is it about this town that makes it, particularly
It is
special?
very unusual. It's filled with psychics and healers and massage therapists and healing centers. To me, which is a little bit more metaphysical, but there's also a real spiritual aspect to it as well.
So let's just jump right into the COVID-19 situation. So tell me, just to go back a little bit, tell me what it was like in the middle of the lockdown, because it sounded like it was locked down pretty tight. Tell me what it was like at that point before we talk about now.
But pretty much all of Arizona was very locked down, and in Sedona in particular, there's a lot of retirees, and there's a much larger population of older people, so everyone was being extremely careful. And you went out to the market, you didn't really see a lot of people, and everybody was wearing masks and
socially distancing.
And most of the older people I know too were getting their groceries delivered, so they didn't have to go out to the markets.
Right. Now, it's a big tourist destination, and for all the people who live in the metropolitan and suburban Phoenix general area, which is south of you, then as the thing started to they started to loosen up. Tell us what started to happen. It kind of happened pretty fast for Sedona in terms of coming down.
It did. Unfortunately, as soon as the governor decided to open up, it was supposed to be like a stage opening and everything was supposed to happen slowly. As soon as the governor started to open it up, just came in droves from Phoenix, and these big groups of people not wearing masks, not being careful in any way. And so, personally, I've still avoided the restaurants and mostly only gone out shopping because they're not being careful. It's like as soon as it opened up, it's like, oh, okay, everything's fine now.
For people who are watching the show, this may be some of the first information that people are getting about a possible second wave. So tell me the information that's happened. So all the tourists have come back to Sedona. No one's really doing social distancing. No one's wearing masks. Now we're starting to see a result from that. So tell us what's happening now.
I just yesterday saw somebody posting that the cases in Arizona have gone up 60%.
Wow.
Just within, I guess it's only been a couple of weeks or so that we've been open. But then again, the holiday weekend, Memorial weekend here was insane. It was insane. Like a normal holiday weekend. Everybody just came and pretended like there was no problem at all. So here we are seeing this spike in cases, 60% more cases all of a sudden.
Wow.
And now, granted, some of that may be due to, I think it was a couple of weeks ago on a Saturday, they pushed for everybody to go out and get tested, and they hadn't been doing that up till now. So
Right.
that may be part of it, is that they're finally doing testing and they're finally seeing how many people have it.
So over the years, you have done many readings for me. You're extraordinarily accurate in your readings. But we became friends too, going through the years, and you've been there for me as a friend through some very interesting times. And so I'm now going to give you the opportunity to tell a story about me that I don't know what you're going to say next. Let's see what happens.
I don't have any bad or funny stories that I want to tell about you. I just want to say that when I met you, you felt like you were thirsty for something more, something deeper, more meaning in your life. And I saw that in you, and so I gave you that book to kind of open your eyes. And I was so impressed how open-minded you were and how you just blossomed and became this new person that's seeking knowledge and seeking more information about inner life and spirituality. I like you say, you give a thirsty man water, and that's what it was like. It's like you were a thirsty man, and I gave you water, and it was just so impressive to see how quickly you opened up and changed and shifted, and then followed your heart. So that's my story about you. It's a good story, not a funny one.
No, it's a good. And the book you gave me was Oneness by Rasha. It's still, I think, one of the most profound books that I've read. You can just literally flick it open to any page, and there'll be some absolute gem of wisdom. And it was so funny. Yeah, because when you first met me, I remember that moment. I was just about to leave, and you were like, "Hang on a second." And you went over and you opened the drawer, you pulled out the book and said, "You need to take this." And as you explained to me, I mean, that was a book that was, you were taking a chance giving it to me, because it's not a book that everyone is going to, especially because I was just kind of new to looking into my spirituality, to read it.
It was a very advanced book, and most beginners can't even make it through one chapter in that book. And you just devoured it, so I knew you were ready.
So just to wrap up the episode here, I just want to say thank you so much, Shari, for giving us your time and coming on and giving us this information. And I really, it's so important, Shari, because as we've talked about before as well, I feel like once we have a collection of like 7, 8, 9 episodes, maybe more, it'll be just fascinating for people to be able to look around the world and see what's going on. And if there is going to be a second wave, then this is the first indication that people are going to be getting of that, because Arizona seems to be one of the first places I've spoken to where it's really opening up quicker. Now, it is opening up a bit more here in London as well, but we'll get back to that in another episode. But again, just thank you for being here and sharing that information. I have nothing but love for you.
My pleasure. Love back at you.
Boom!